Awesome. Easy mode on the play. Nope, not even close. Also not even close. That is one edge that this deck has over Burn is that it's less dependent on having a individual number of cards. It's not like 333. It's like, oh, well, I have an Acatl that could deal anywhere between 0 and 12 damage this game. So your Moles to 5 are a little more playable. Though again, did win off a Mole to 4 with Burn, the Pro Tour. So who knows? If you draw enough Goblin Guides and Monastery Swiss Spears, it's all good. Yeah, it doesn't get much worse than this. Wait, better? Yeah. Spell Snare. Alright. So I shouldn't play that yet. Just bait my opponent on killing the guide, I guess. Yep. Oh, another Delver deck. Why did I dismiss? I have a Spell Snare Terminate. My last opponent tilted off a little bit. Excellent. That always makes me happy. Yep. Let's just fetch a green red. This is dying, that's a problem. But we'll see. It's a big if. Tassiger, yep. So oh, that's not the same term. No, it is the. Is that upkeep? Let me double check when that was cast. Played Island. It's not upkeep. Had it, didn't have it. So if I draw a fetch land next turn, I kill my opponent. I mean, I have to shove all in on it, which is a little loose. Jeez. That's a lot of damage my opponent has decided to deal with himself. Yep, dead. Okay. Still in it. Still good. That's not the creature I wanted to draw, but this is one of the downsides to playing this Zoo deck is that you start to open. So I was talking about last round how the Delver deck has issues with Lightning Bolt, and you have a lot of the same issues with Lightning Bolt actually, where you can actually run out of threats pretty easily if they just start killing everything. That's not bad actually. That'll get in a couple damage. Oh yeah, the Spell Snare. Still casting it into that. So it doesn't get the Borrow Charm doesn't get countered. That's what I get for dismissing that. Where did these cards go? Bottom, bottom? I don't mind that. So I'm probably going to fire off the Boros Charm at some point in this turn if I don't draw a creature. The question is, if I draw a Goblin Guide, if I gun it with the Become Immense, I think the answer is no, because the Rampager still being around is important. Yeah, I just play that so that I can actually get closer to casting the Rampager. I don't think there's a reason to save the Boros Charm here, so like the only reason to save it would be to better sequence against a Snapcaster Mage, I think. I don't think I'm going to use the Indestructible mode this game. Terminate my opponent's hand still, right? It's a pretty big problem. This is probably Snapcaster, yep. Yeah, this game looks pretty over. I don't think there's a reason. I think fetching actually is kind of loose. It cost me a draw step. Yes, Eidolon's okay here. It's not good. Is this what just got cast here? Why did that land get tapped? Did I miss a Thought? Oh, there it is. Thought Scour goes third card down. Why is Thought Scour the third card down? Can Magic Online just not handle graveyard ordering? Pretty sure there should be a Terminate in my opponent's hand. Let's rewind a little, wreak havoc. Reveals Terminate. Oh, activates. So I guess there is not necessarily a Terminate in my opponent's hand. This is actually interesting. So my opponent doesn't know about the Rampager. So it's possible I just get to go boom boom, kill them. I think my opponent's trying to figure out what to attack with. I'm okay losing to a Bolt here, I think. Oh, they did have a Terminate. Even though that one got shuffled away. Wait, no attacks? What? Just... what? 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 Huh? I was just like F16 because I thought I was just dead to the attack step. And then suddenly I'm not? Which is okay by me. Well, that likely means I'm dead because if my opponent was... yeah, I'm definitely dead if my opponent's doing that. So my opponent's not just using that to... that's a lot of Terminates. You can't fetch from here. I could still kill my opponent. Yep. Yeah, I'm 1 mana off killing my opponent with Goblin Guide, actually. Well. Oh, that's not it. If my opponent had an attack, that is. I was 1 mana off, because I could still fetch, but I can only cast one of these two, or only use one of these two, so it's either 1 damage off because they block with the snap and I only trample for 5, or 1 mana off of casting Bolt to punch through the Become Immense. So that game was actually pretty close for a 5. Opponent took a lot of damage that game. I think same board plan as last time, just cut on the all-in cards and just be interactive. As we saw, drawing too many of that can be a big issue in this matchup. It's kind of interesting to me how Thalia actually gets a lot better here. So like the old Delver decks, Thalia used to be a giant joke because you'd always get fork bolted. And I think in the videos I did with the old Treasure Cruise Delver deck, there's actually a match where I got to play against like the Aven Mind Sensor or Flicker with Thalia deck and just kept fork bolting them and they died. How much do I like this hand? I kind of want to try it to see if it's good enough. Like just casting this card might be. Like I'm not dying this game. I lose to Blood Moon, but I think I'm okay with that. Maybe I should have I'm on the play though. See, that might be the issue, is that on the play, I'm not really capitalizing on my positioning. What did my opponent do with those? I'll figure it out after I get to my deck and put this Sacred Foundry into play tapped. Bottom, bottom, that's fine by me. Oh, that was wrong. I was supposed to play the Breeding Pool, because now if I actually just draw the Geist, I was like, oh, well, I don't have the Geist, so I may as well not show my opponent that I could have the Geist. But now if I draw it, I take an additional 2. Concealing your information matters less. I also might just get mana leaked out of this game, which would be super awkward. I'm going to play this so I'm not holded by Blood Moon. This Grixis Delver deck's pretty interesting. I don't know if it's actually great, but it's probably fine. Yep, Pyro. I think I just path this immediately. Mana's paid. I want to give my opponent the chance to draw another brick. So I'll wait till after the probe. So like they could draw a basic and then I path. Like, you know, the 1 out of 48 chance that the card that I would path into their hand is the card that they want, or they would get off the path. I'm going to fetch because I don't want to draw my basic. That's a lot of lands I've drawn this game. That may have been another issue with the hand, is that it was like kind of flooded and didn't really do a lot to get me out of that flood. Yep, double fork bolt snap, fork bolt more accurately. Oh, electrolyze. That's kind of better for me, I think. This is always like an awkward scenario. People always don't really want to attack here, but I think that the card that I'd give my opponent is like a thing, I guess, but the info that you get when they don't hit is actually relevant too. I think that like info plus damage is definitely worth a card. That's a problem. Opponent actually hitting black mana. I guess they had it all along then? Not going to play the Goyf because I know... Wow, Gurmag Angler. What a magic card. Just going to get electrolyzed. Yeah, this is a problem. Spell Snare has been revealed. Gonna double check the log here to make sure it actually ended up in my opponent's hand, but I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah. So I'm going to try to maybe draw Thalia, bait the Spell Snare, cast the Goyf. Though just based on how this game played out, yeah, this is bad. My opponent's deck feels a lot better than the last opponent's deck. I don't know what it is. Might be like this card's pretty good. Might be that Electrolyze was drawn and it wasn't. I guess Electrolyze is like not always great against me either. That's a pretty messed up creature. Yeah, I'm super dead if that's what's happening here. Because now I need to kill the Angler and that. Try and chain, kill the Pyro. Saving that because my opponent didn't know about it, but I'm now going to take an extra 2 damage because I did that. I think it's technically better to do that upkeep. That was horrible. If I get Cryptic Commanded, I really deserve it. Okay. I don't want to do it draw step because it gives my opponent a chance to draw something that interacts with it. But this actually isn't going horribly because I top deck there. And I know there's a... that was horrible then. I know there's a Spell Snare waiting, but my opponent's really just up 2 cards on me. Which is beatable, I think. Maybe not at 4 life. Bolt down the snap, maybe get somewhere. Probably should have done that at a different time. Deprive, yep. That was a mistake. I should have done that first on my main phase. Just trying to think what counterspell it would be, and that one is certainly a counterspell. And I'm dead. Well, that was a bit more punishing. My opponent's deck definitely felt a lot better. Deprive, I think, is awesome, but I think Jerry wrote a deck tech about that a while back, so definitely got punished for keeping that hand, but I think I would rather learn about that, just kind of see. Like, I just always like to keep hands like that in testing just to see what happens. Definitely would be testing here. You know, if, like, sometimes those hands are actually good enough. Sometimes, like, there's weird things like, you know, with Tempered Steel, you'd keep, like, 1 landers if they had a Tempered Steel just because that card was unbeatable, and eventually you'd cast it and you'd win. But, you know, just always try. It's different for, like, every deck, every format. That was definitely a case where my opponent's deck was a little better at grinding out card advantage than I thought it would be. I got punished for it. Whereas the previous opponent had a similar deck, but was a little more reliant on Tassiger for the long card advantage game. Probably a little lighter on actual answers of Rampager. Anyways, not bad.